So, think about the last time you felt, truly and deeply safe. Not just physically secure, but like internally at peace, where the chaos of the world just couldn't touch you.
Right, yeah. The total untouchable peace.
Exactly. And today we are doing a deep dive specifically for you to explore a radical blueprint for that exact feeling. We're looking at a single hymn by Guru Arjan Dev Ji, which is found on page 621 of the Guru Granth Sahib.
And for those who might be unfamiliar, the Guru Granth Sahib is the central religious scripture of Sikhism. But it's regarded not just as a book, right, but as the living guru.
Oh, wow, the living guru. That really changes how you approach the text.
It really does. And this specific hymn, I mean, it isn't some dense, abstract theological puzzle. It is an incredibly intimate look at what it means to be totally supported by a divine presence.
So our mission today is to figure out how this centuries-old text offers a very real, practical sense of comfort for you right now. Because, well, let's look at that practical comfort.
Yeah, the hymn starts with this grand idea of the perfect Supreme Lord as the creator of everything, which, is standard religious framing. But then it immediately shifts gears.
Right.
It describes this creator as the ultimate support and friend who perfectly protects the seeker. Specifically, it claims that aligning with this divine presence preserves your honor so completely that everyone becomes kind and compassionate toward you.
Wait, really? Because I have to push back on that a bit. It sounds almost like an ultimate reputational safety net.
That is a great way to put it.
Are we really saying that if you meditate enough, people will magically stop being hostile to you? Like, how does that actually work in practice without sounding like a superpower?
Well, it's not magic, right? It's actually a profound shift in the mechanics of human behavior. Think about it. When you are deeply anchored in this sense of divine protection, you stop operating from a place of fear or, defensiveness.
Oh, I see. You aren't constantly fighting to prove your worth to the room.
Exactly. When you stop projecting insecurity or this need to dominate, you basically stopped triggering those defensive responses in other people. Your own internal peace effectively disarms everyone around you.
That makes a lot of sense. So by dropping your own armor, you actually become safer.
Huh.
But how does a person achieve that state? Like when your life gets chaotic, how do you actually access that connection?
So the text points to a specific practice. It talks about meditating night and day on the name. Now, name literally translates to name, but in this context, it is so much bigger than that.
Right, it's not just a word.
Exactly. It refers to the vital divine essence that sustains everything. The hymn actually describes this presence as the giver of the soul and essentially the breath of life itself.
Wow, the breath of life. That concept is incredibly grounding. I mean, we often treat connecting with the divine as something that requires a massive pilgrimage, or a retreat to a mountaintop.
Right. Yeah, some huge external effort.
Exactly. But here, the infinite, uncontainable idea of the Supreme Lord is anchored to something so small and constant, your literal breath.
It completely democratizes spiritual connection, if you think about it. If God is the breath of life, then every single time you inhale, you have a physical opportunity to reconnect.
Just right there, in the middle of your day.
Right. It takes the abstract concept of omnipresence and maps it onto a bodily function you perform thousands of times a day. You are literally being kept alive by this support system second by second.
Which I think brings us to the emotional core of this hymn, because the relationship being described here isn't just a clinical life support machine.
No, not at all.
The text uses a metaphor that completely flips traditional religious power dynamics. It says God hugs his slave close in a loving embrace, like a mother and father hug their child.
It really is a striking image. I mean, when we hear words like slave or servant in historical texts, it usually implies fear or distance or, a massive power gap between a monarch and a subject.
Exactly. But this hymn takes that exact word and subverts the expectation entirely. It defines the ultimate submission, not as cowering in fear, but as sinking into the absolute warmth and physical closeness of a parent holding their kid.
Yeah, it turns the ultimate authority into the ultimate safe space. It challenges the very concept of a distant, punitive force judging you from afar.
Oh, for sure. It replaces all of that with fierce, unconditional, protective love.
And the hymn argues that recognizing this presence is literally the safest place a human being can possibly exist.
So we've moved from the cosmic scale of the Creator down to the rhythm of your own breath, landing right in the middle of a deeply comforting parental embrace.
Right. It's a journey that offers a profound, unbroken sense of safety. And it is entirely accessible from wherever you are sitting right now.
Exactly. So we want to leave you with this to ponder. Imagine walking into your life today, into that stressful meeting or that difficult conversation, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever is weighing on you.
If you walk through your day genuinely feeling like you were constantly enveloped in the protective, loving hug of a parent, exactly as described in this hymn, how would that completely change the way you interact with your biggest stressors today?